Okay, so this is the new Solus app that will be available fairly soon. We are expecting the official release date will be probably by about the second week of October. Most of the stuff is already in place, so it's pretty much ready to go already. It just has a few more changes that need to be made. So this is an app that is going to be available soon for patron use. And so they will be able to access their account from here, be able to look up releases. At the top here, we can see most requested. So every month for the past few months, we've started doing the top 5 most requested books in the share catalog. So we'll have that. And if you click on more, so I'll do that on app. This is also going to have more carousel that you can scroll through. So our plan is to also start adding libraries, like curated lists as well. So if your library decides to put together like a staff recommended list, or if you have patrons that recommend books, then we can add those as well to this page. So at the top here, they'll be able to search the whole online catalog, or the OPAC. So they can just go ahead and type in the subject or title or the author. They can also just press on this magnifying glass to the very left. It's not intuitive that they would do this, but if they click on the magnifying glass, this will let them type in keyword or barcode. You can scan the barcode. So if they are in a bookstore and they see something that they want to know if it's available in the system, they'll be able to do that there. And then at the very bottom, there's an option for format. So they would be able to search for DVDs, or if they only want books or large print, they'll be able to scroll through there and add that. And then you can just apply filters, and it'll take you back to the main search. And this is difficult to do at the same time. So if we just search for basic Harry Potter, and we are searching for books. So it's showing that there's 605 results down at the bottom. So very easy to use search. And then we can just click on home to go back to the Solus main page. So you can also do the My Account. So if they want to handle what they have checked out and renew anything that they can. They can also see what holds they currently have, if they have any fines. They can also manage linked accounts. So if your library does linked accounts with parents being linked to their children's accounts, they'd be able to do that there. And then the preferences, that will allow them to change the order of the homepage. So what order the icons in. So if they really care mostly about like the cloud library, you can hold down it and drag it to the top in whatever order they prefer. So then whenever they go back to the main page, it will show that change. So if your library does have access to e-resources such as Cloud Library, I think eventually they are also planning on adding Overdrive access as well. And then the what's new is going to be multiple lists as well, similar to that carousel at the very top on the main page. This is just going to have several different lists of new stuff that's been added to Cloud Library and just recommended books or top requested books. Let's scroll through that. So then if you scroll to the next page, you have the scan barcode. So like I was saying before, if they're in a bookstore or somewhere else and they want to know if something is available in the system, they'd be able to do that there. And then the feature at the bottom, nearest libraries, that's really useful if they do not know, like if they're traveling somewhere else in Illinois and they want to know what library is closest to them. That will tell you how many in miles, how far the closest library is. And this is one of the things that's actually being fixed right now. And then at the very bottom, there is my barcode. So they'd be able to scan their card from there if your library has a barcode scanner that works with screens. So to actually download this app, you all are able to download it now. Is just note, it is not in the official release yet, but you can still use it and play around with it. So if you have like an iPhone, you can go to the App Store, and if you search Share Library Catalog, it'll be the first result here. And then you would just search the same thing if you have like an Android instead. Once it is fully released, the name is going to be slightly different. It's going to be Share Mobile Library instead of Share Library Catalog. So we will send out that changed name just so once it's released, you're not still searching for Share Library Catalog, because they'll no longer come up. So does anyone have any other questions? That is a good question. Will other apps like Libby be added?
I think if my memory is correct, I think we are still working on that because Overdrive doesn't pull from Polaris. So I think they were still trying to figure that aspect out. We're not 100% sure on that one yet.
So libraries opt out of patron self-check. That is actually a Polaris setting. So if you already do not have patron self-check enabled for Polaris, then you won't have to worry about it for this app either, the Solus app. If you feel like playing around with it now, like I said before, you can just go to the App Store, and currently you would just search for Share Library Catalog, and you'll be able to download and try it out for yourself. And then that name will be changing by the official date in October. So then it would just be Share Mobile Library. But all right. Well, thank you all for coming. That is all for now.